Hey guys, I've been meaning to make this video for a while. I wanted to tell you about one of my contact experiences. I particularly love this one because as we have these experiences, a lot of the time we doubt our experiences and start to question them. So it's always nice to have a confirmation. And with this experience, my confirmation was very evident. I'm going to read you this journal entry that I wrote out. So here it goes. Acupuncture session number 1. My first acupuncture experience was interesting. The second one was one that will be burned into my brain as an eternal memory for as long as I shall live on this plane of existence. To begin to give the reader a sense of a comprehensive outlook on my experiences, I must start at session number 1. It began with a series of tests involving myself and the acupuncturist to find out what needed working on. The practitioner, Roger, decided on 8 needles. I was anxious and nervous as this was my first time receiving such a treatment. The needles slipped into my body with some ease, but with a little discomfort and pressure to start out with. My nerves and energy seemed confused for the initial few minutes of therapy. My body became cold, regardless of the blanket Roger placed across my convulsing body. I attempted to ease my mind and body, but the physical sensations kept winning the battles. After a few minutes went by, all of a sudden my mind and body gave in to something almost unfamiliar to my being. Relaxation. It was almost as if Roger sensed my energy and knew to play a soft, meditative music at that very moment to accompany my calming mood. A flute was playing. It was soft and gentle. I traveled to a world that only I will understand but can attempt to explain to the reader. I was in a boat, a small wooden brown boat on a calm and peaceful moving river. I let the river's soft current pull me along as I relaxed and took in the beautiful scenes of water and jungle around me. I peered into the thick green forest at a pale blue being playing some sort of flute-like instrument that was guiding me into a much deeper state of beingness. I exited the boat and made my way through the dense magical forest on a pathway leading to a small off-white stone pyramid. I sat on one of the large outer stones of the pyramid and watched little monkeys run and wrestle about with each other. I entered the pyramid and sat in a lotus position in the center where there was a circle of light situated in the middle engulfing me. A beam of light shot up through me and out the center top point of the pyramid. It shot me up into space and time. I landed within another pyramid that was much larger and into a room of this building that felt like a school. Did I travel to another planet or dimension, perhaps? There was a being waiting for me. It was something familiar, and the energy I felt was very father-like, and it was welcoming. He was tall. He was wearing a maroon robe with a hood covering most of his body. I went to him and sat on his lap with ease. I put my head on his lanky arm and I felt comforted. This being is one that most would not be able to fathom in their own imaginations. I still have struggles accepting him into my own regardless of my previous contact. He is a humanoid with insect-like features. He reminds me of a praying mantis with large black eyes and a slender, tall body. He's much taller than any human. I then was woken up by my faithful holistic doctor and found it hard to come back down from the experience. Was this real? Or was it simply my overactive imagination at work? I always tend to question my experiences and remain quite skeptical of them. That was until the apparent confirmations came in to slap me in the face. So now we go on to acupuncture session number 2. My doctor asked me if I was a new patient. Roger forgot me. Was it my makeup? Was I that uneventful? I decided to challenge him with a, "Did you forget about me already?" His wise, aged but youthful eyes peered into mine for a moment and then exclaimed, "How could I forget you? The one with the interesting profession." I felt like we needed to have a chat. However, we had to get to business first. So he completed my test and he carefully decided on 4 needles this session. I don't even remember them entering my body, but one way or another they did. Instead of letting me rest, Roger had another plan in mind, and subconsciously so did I. It was an unspoken and somewhat shy knowing that screamed at our attention. He leaned against the dresser next to my bed. He asked me how I got into the UFO field. I explained to him the huge orbs I saw as a child, and before I knew it, the whole meditation experience from session number 1 was uncontrollably vomiting out of me. I didn't hold back. I told him everything. He was silent for a short moment, as if processing things and feeling the situation out. He began to speak the breathtaking words of confirmation that I will never forget. I'm unsure of who this mantis being is, but the blue man is a medicine Buddha that I work closely with. My heart dropped. His mystical words ran through every state of my being. It's real, I thought, and I'm not crazy. Prior to this experience, I have honestly never had contact with any blue beings. My new co-experiencer friend Roger went on to explain how I must have picked up on his medicine man contact's energy. He went on to tell me about his many spiritual experiences, from New Mexican Yeti encounters, witnessing monks levitate rocks during his time in Tibet, to his ancient artifact findings of flying machines in the 2 years of living in Egypt. This intriguing man, this vessel, was placed in my life to confirm all of my beliefs. He, without a doubt, was sent to reaffirm everything magical that I have researched and discovered, yet questioned out of my own conformity. He pulled the needles out. I thanked Roger for the conversation. His eyes lit up and said, "I have much more to tell." I replied with, "I'll look forward to it next session." Thanks for listening.